Welcome to the 42nd session on operating system and Linux. I'm Manibhushan D'Souza, and in today's class we are going to look at communication oriented commands. So we will see some of the commands which are generally used for communication with the other user. We know that Linux is a multi-user operating system. That means to say that there will be more than one user connected to the Linux at any given point of time. So it's of a good thing that one user can communicate with the other user. Suppose if you have two user and if they are connected to the same machine and if they don't interact with each other, then there won't be any productive work that is being done. So most of the time we would like to collaborate with each other so that a productive work can be done. In order to do so, we need to communicate with each other. So when you are connected to the Linux, you don't need to use a telephone or you don't need to use any external source to communicate with the user. Now I'm talking about a user who is connected to a Linux system from the other terminal. Now the terminal need not be a machine that is very next to you. So in your lab when you are working, you see that you have one terminal and very next to your friend is there, you have the other terminal. So you can communicate with them. But just imagine a situation wherein you are in Mangalore and somebody is in Mysore or somebody else is in Hassan or someone else is there in some other cities or maybe other state or maybe other country altogether, and they want to communicate with the system. In that case, this kind of communication comes into picture. Okay. So Linux provides a lot of communication facility that allows the user to communicate with each other. There are two ways in which a user can communicate with the other. One is in the online mode, the other one is the offline mode. What do I mean by saying online mode is when somebody has logged on to the system, they are active in the system, and if you want to communicate with the other person who is already logged on and who is already doing something on the system, then this type of communication is called as online. So whatever you send, whatever communication you do, it is directly available to the user. Whereas in the offline communication, you know that there is a user, but that user is not using the system. So currently that user has not logged on to the system. In that case, whatever communication that you are going to do will not be directly or immediately available to the user. The user has to log in, then only that information will be available to them. So let's look at the first command, and the first command is called as a write command. Remember a very important thing about it. The write by default will not be installed in most of the Linux distro that you are going to install. So suppose if you have installed Ubuntu or Fedora or any other on your system, the write may not be directly available there. Okay. But if it is available, you can have a online communication with the other user. Now, I'm not saying that write is not available in the Linux anymore. Write is available in the Linux, but by default, that particular command is not installed in most of the system. I will tell you what is the reason for that. So before we understand what is the reason, let's first look at how this particular command works. So write is an online communication which helps you to send a message directly to somebody else's terminal. What you need to do is you have to just type write and then type the recipient login name, type your message and finally type the control D. Let's look at this in action. Now today I have a operating system called as Kubuntu, which is the KDE version of Ubuntu. Now I have two users over here. As you notice, one user is money. So let me show you one more time. Just give me a second. So one user will be a user called as money. You can notice there money. And I have the other terminal because I can't show you 100 terminals on this one. I have the other terminal called as a student. Okay. So student is there and money is there. Two terminals are there. Now if I want to send a message to the other user, so what I am supposed to write is write, which is the command, name of the recipient, in this case student, press enter, then type the message. I'm going to say this is my test message to student, and I can write any number of line. This is my second line, and let's say this is my third line. You can go on typing. Let's assume that you have the message. Now I'm going to just move out of here and just Windows zoom it out so that I can see. You notice there, yeah, I'm going to just slightly keep it here, somewhere here. You just notice what's going to happen. Maybe I can show you by reducing this one and reducing this one so that you can see both of them. So the bottom one is the student and the top one is money. So I have not pressed Control D here, so I assume that I've completed my command. I press Control D over here, and you notice this is the student login. So notice that it's the student login. Whatever I have typed here, that has come to the student login. So you receive the message on the student login. So this is how you write it. You just type write followed by the, I will just zoom it out. So there will be a minor problem with this one because I can't zoom in the Linux. So you write student, write followed by the name who has logged in. So name of the terminal on which you want to write it, and then that message will come. You will notice that message from money at whatever it is, and you get whatever message I have typed. Okay, so if this user wants to type anything, let's say, okay, whether I have a permission, I don't know. So this person say write to money, okay, and then say let's say thank you for your message, and let's say have a nice day, and this person has typed. And let me zoom out now. A bit of problem, I know it is a bit irritating for you, but it's okay. Let's go here, and I have not pressed Control D. Okay, Control D on the terminal, and it's all done. Now what happened is this person is actually a, did I press Control D? Okay, this person is actually a admin, and I think I have disabled it altogether. So let me go over here, and let me first explain what is the commands, then I will come back to the other things, what is message N and so on. Okay, so let's look at this. This is how I send the command. I will come back to that part slightly later. I need some PowerPoint explanation, then only I will be able to explain to you what is happening there. So now this is an example, write to Ibrahim, and then something else, and press Control D, and this message will be sent. Now what happens is, as you notice, when I typed some message to the student, student received it. Now you may say that, wow, that's a great thing, but just imagine what if the student was actually working on something. They were typing some command, they were already irritated, and they were typing some command. Suddenly I type a message, and that plops up. So imagine the situation. So you are working on the terminal, and you are already busy doing some work. Suddenly somebody else from somewhere else on the earth is typing some message, and it just comes on top of your work, and definitely you get irritated by that. So if you don't want that thing to happen, you can always say that I don't want the messages to be sent to me by saying MESG, message N, or a message Y. Message Y means I'm interested. Whoever is interested in sending a message to me, send him. I don't mind somebody disturbing me because I don't have any other work. So you just disturb me at any time you wish. Or you may say that I don't want anybody to disturb me. So how you keep the aeroplane mode? No, there is something called as aeroplane mode. If you don't want somebody to disturb you, what you do is you just change your mobile to aeroplane mode, and people who is dialing, they will not, the number is not receivable. Okay, not reachable. So this kind of thing. So this trick you can also play there. So how do I play that trick? So that is what I wanted to explain before. So if you want, suppose if this particular user, that is student, let me zoom in for you so that I don't know what is this thing coming up over here, some notification. I will just close that. No, when the operating system becomes too friendly, this is what happens. You get many things which are not really required, and what is required will not be available anywhere. Okay, so let's go and to the other part. So suppose this person, student, does not want anybody else to disturb him. So what he can do is that student can say message n. That means you are not interested in receiving any message. If you really want to know what is your status, you can say message g, and it's going to say message G is n. What is the meaning of message G is n? I don't want somebody to disturb me by sending a message to me. So if you say message Y, that means yes, I want to receive a message. Now I will see if you just type MESG without anything, this means it will give you the status. Current status is Y. So you can receive the message. Now then you can change and say that no, I don't want to receive the message. Now if you really want to know what is your current status is no, you will not be able to receive the message. Let me clear it so that it will not clutter, and let me go to my money there. Now in the other prompt here, so in the other prompt I can say, now I will say write to student, and it says that student has disabled. Okay, student has disabled information to come into the picture. Now the last time I sent a message from the student to money, if you notice, last time I sent a message, now I cleared it didn't receive here because money is the root of this or a super user of this system, and definitely it's like a principal. You don't send the message necessarily to the principal. You may send it to your friend, that's okay, but to the principal account you may not try to send funny messages. Okay, so a write can be disabled or write can be enabled. Now what if I want to know whether the write is enabled to a particular person or not? For that you have a command called as finger. Finger is not it's not the command to check for that, but it also gives you an option whether somebody has enabled or disabled the write. So when I press finger, you will notice that there are two persons who have logged in. One is money, which is me, and the other person who has logged in is student. And you notice that the terminal of the student is PTS/2. This is the terminal on which the student is working, and you notice that there is a star here. The star indicates that that person has disabled the writing onto his or her terminal. So if I go to student, see I'm in the student now, and if I say MESGY, that means I enable it. So let me just type MESG to just verify that MESG is Y, that means I have enabled this. Now if I type the finger here, you will notice that that star is gone. The star is there when you don't have permission, or it is not you don't have the permission, the other side has not allowed you to send the message. If the MESG is Y, that means other person has allowed you to send the message, you can this star will not be there. So if there is a star, you will be able to check whether it just means that you cannot send the message. So finger can be used for testing that. So let me go back to my PowerPoint. Let me zoom out and go to my PowerPoint over here. Where is that PowerPoint? Okay. So this is a MESGN and MESGY. You have understood what is it. So if at all you want to send, you do not want somebody else to send the message to you, you just type MESGN, that will disallow the write access to your terminal. If you say MESGY, it will allow the write access to your terminal. Also you have seen the finger command to know who is currently logged on. So that command is actually used to check who has logged on to the system, usually used by the administrator. So if I want to know who has logged on to the system, I just use the finger command. However, one of the options that the finger command gives you is it puts a star in front of a terminals which have the MESG set to EN. Okay, next command is the mail command. Now you are all familiar with the mail. You may have Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo Mail, or any other mails. and you know how to send a mail. So you can also send the mail directly. No, this is not a kind of your name at gmail.com or your name at live.com or your name at hotmail.com or rediffmail.com. This is not that kind of thing. You can directly send a mail to a person who has logged on to other terminal by typing mail followed by the username and then the message and control D. So let's look at that in action, and then I will explain everything in the PowerPoint. I will switch to the Ubuntu here. So let me remove the terminal. So I have two people over here. Remember, it has nothing to do with the MESG. This is a separate command as such. Let me now go here and zoom in for you. So I'm in the money now. You just look at this part, money and student. So if a money wants to send a mail to the student, so what money has to do is he has to type a mail to student. That's all. Mail to student. You press enter. It will ask you to carbon copy. You know, when you send a mail, it will ask you for CC. If you have CC, you can send it to CC. Now I will assume that this principal has also logged in, but principal is not there in the system. Just assume that I want to send a CC even to the principal. So remember, principal at gmail.com, you don't write all those things. This is a username who has logged in. Suppose there is a person called as principal and who has logged in, you can send it. Suppose there is a person called as Suresh, who is my friend. I want to send the message even to my Suresh friend. If you have a friend or somebody else, the carbon copy will be sent to the other person. Now you press enter, and then it's going to ask you for the subject. Okay, regarding sending mails in Linux. You can type anything. So this is a subject. You know, subject, when you write a mail, you write the subject. Okay, I say hello friend. Okay, now I have learned how to send. I press enter to take it to the next line. Mails in Linux. Okay, using Linux mail command. Okay, I can do that thing, and then press Ctrl D. That's it, the mail has been sent. Now if I go to the other terminal, and if the person wants to check, remember this is offline communication. Immediately the person need not be logged on to the system. Okay, so there is no need that the person has to be there on the system when you send the mail. You know very well, you are already familiar with the idea of a mail, so there's nothing new about it. Now what if I want to check my mail? I have to type the command mail and press enter on this mail, and you notice that I have a mail from there. You notice that one message, one new from Manibhushan D'Souza on Saturday regarding, this is a subject, regarding the sending mails in Linux. So I can check that thing. Okay, so I can press Q to come out. Remember, I am not in the command prompt now, I am inside the mail. I press Q to come out of that. Okay, one message is still there, so it's going to say you have a mail in student. Now what if I send the other mail? I will send one other mail. So I'm again, let me tell you, I'm in the money now. Again, money is going to send one more mail to the same student, and CC to none. I don't want to send CC. My second mail. Okay, my second mail. Okay, this is my second mail. Okay, thank you. Let's say T capital. Okay, thank you, and say bye. Okay, Control D to end it. I will send one more mail. I want them, just you may say that why you are doing this, sir. I want some 3 mails to just to give you a demonstration. So I'm sending this one. Okay, CC I don't want to send to anybody else, and I'm going to say third mail. Okay, third mail. Okay, this is let's say this is a third mail. Thank you, and control D. I have sent 3 mails now. Let me switch to the student now. And in my student, again, I'm going to type this same mail. Now, this is going to show me that I have 3 mails. Okay, one I have already seen, other 2 are new. Okay, this I have already seen, other 2 I have not seen. So everybody everything was given at this particular time. So 3 mails, and you notice that regarding sending first mail was regarding sending mail, that's a third mail. So if I want to check any of the mail, I can use the plus. Okay, enter. I can see the first mail. Okay, let me make it full screen. Okay, I can see the first mail, so return and so on so forth, you know, from to money at VirtualBox. Subject, I think that is the current mail. See, this is a new mail that I am looking at. One mail I have already seen, so this is my second mail, and so on and so forth. Now if I want to check the other next mail, I can press plus and press enter. That's it. I will get my third mail now. So again, you see there everything is going to come. So you notice that this is the third mail, subject is third mail from Manibhushan at and so on and so forth. This is the third mail. If I press minus, plus means you go forward, minus means what's going to happen. If I press enter, it will take me to the second mail. So remember, it comes in very fast. It's a second mail. If I again press minus, it will take me to the first mail. So minus means going back, plus means going forward. I can use the number if I want to directly read the third mail. Remember, I'm in the first mail now. Let me tell you. Let me show you the mail here. Subject regarding sending mail in Linux. This is my first mail. Remember, I want to go to the third mail. Just press the third and press enter. This is directly will take me to the third mail. Okay. Also, if you want to delete a mail, you just press D, the current mail will be deleted. Okay, if you press D, the current mail will be deleted. So I will press D. So which third mail will be deleted? So third mail is deleted. Press Q to quit of this mail. I will come out of this mail. Let me again go to mail now, just to tell you that. Let me go to the mail. And it says no mails are available, you have deleted. Okay, 2 mails are there, you don't have any fresh mail. So again, if I want, I can send the mail. So this is how you can send the mail. Let me go back to PowerPoint and explain the remaining part in the PowerPoint. So you notice you have learned how to send and receive the mail. So mail, if the user has logged in, you will see a prompt, you have a new mail. So at the prompt you will get whenever you get the mail, and you can always check by typing mail, and you will get the mailbox if at all the mails are there. Okay, so just type mail without any argument, you will get, and you will see a prompt. You have already seen a prompt which is called as a mail prompt. In that mail prompt, you can type plus to go to the display the current one, minus to go back, or press a number to take you there, and delete the nth mail press by typing D, or capital D means you delete the, I think the last thing that I did was I typed small case d and it deleted everything. So if you want to delete a specific file, like if you just press D, if you press D, the current will be deleted. If at all you press D3, that means third mail will be deleted. So this is how you can delete the mail. Let's go to the next one, and that is if at all you want to save the mail. So you can say yes and give the file name. It will be saved in the file name. And if you say yes followed by a number and save it, it will be saved in that particular file name. For example, just to give you an example, I want to save, so yes, I want to save the third, let's say, mail to yes, say timetable, something like that, timetable.doc. In that case, what will happen? The third mail will be stored in a file called as timetable.doc. So it will be there on your home directory. You can always check that. If you want to reply, you can type R to reply to this command. If you want to reply to a particular, you can type R to that. Or if you type Q, you can quit that thing. So let's go here, and I will quickly try to send a mail. So I will have to zoom in every now and then. So give me some time. So I will say mail to money. Okay. This is student. Remember, student is typing a mail to money. Okay. CC I don't want. Subject regarding holiday. Holiday. Let me do. Holiday. Is there a holiday tomorrow? Okay, one line is enough for me. Okay, that's enough. Bye. Say thank you. Anything. Okay, this is not official mail as such. Control D. Okay, student has sent a mail. Let's go to the money terminal. I'm going to just remove this one, and money's terminal is this one. So money's terminal, you will receive. This is not showing me. You have a mail. It is going to show me. Okay, so let's. I'm in the money's terminal. Just look at the terminal here. It is money who has logged in. So mail. I type it, and I get it. Okay, one is mail delivery system. One, I think I received something. I received it from the student. Everything is new. I'm going to say 2 here directly to go to that particular mail. So press 2 and press enter. So is there a holiday tomorrow? So remember, this is money. I got it regarding holiday. Who has sent this one? It is sent by a student, from the student at money. Now I want to reply it, so I type R. Okay, so reply regarding the holiday. No, there is no holiday tomorrow. Let's say okay, maybe better luck next time. Bye. Something. Okay, it may not make any sense to you. I have sent the mail. So let's look at this person who will say mail, and you got the mail from money. So you notice a reply regarding the holiday, and I want to check the mail. You press enter and press the current mail is enter. There is no holiday. So this is for the user. Okay, you got that thing. Now if at all you want to save this one, so how do you say? Save this save this message to holiday.doc. Okay, it will be saved under home.student.holiday. I think I will not be able to check that thing because I am currently logged in as money. Okay, this terminal is money. What I can do is I will go here and try to save it, just because I don't have an access for that folder, because this terminal on this GUI I can't show it. Okay, I will try to save it. This is the same thing. Save this particular document to is holiday. Okay, is holiday.doc.txt. Let's see. So I have sent it. It is there in home.money.holidays. So suppose if I go here, okay, and computer, and if I go to my, so remember this is like Windows. Okay, if you are, so what is this? We can see the full view. If you say that, it's like your Windows. Okay, this is slightly a latest version of it's like your Windows. You have this home. I will go home here, and in my home it takes a slightly longer time, and in my home you say is holiday. You see this thing over here, is holiday. I'll double click here, and it is taking slightly longer time. The reason is it is running on a virtual machine, and I don't have that much of memory here. Okay, and ignore all these messages, but you can hope on your screen you will be able to see this one from student. Is there a holiday tomorrow? And this is the message. I saved that message. Hope you get how this mail command is working. Let's switch back to the PowerPoint now. Again, you can always type Q to quit the mail. Next command that we have is the wall command. So you know in offices they will put a notice board where everybody can see it. So this wall command is used only by the super user, that is the administrator. Suppose if you want to send a message, it is not send, you want to broadcast a message to everyone. You know, whenever a principal wants to say any message, you will use public audience system. Okay, wherein you will use the mic and say, okay, this is a student have to do come and meet me and so on and so forth. So that is for everybody. Everybody will listen. Okay, in the same way, if the administrator wants to give some message to everyone, like I am going to switch off the server, go home, your work will not be saved, some important message to everybody, not that. Otherwise, if you are using write, what you have to do is you have to type the command write and all the users. It will take hectic time. By the time you type that, somebody else may again log in. So you don't want that thing to happen. You want to send the message to everyone. In that case, what you can do is you can use wall. Okay, so it will send the message to everyone. Let me demonstrate to you instead of first showing you what that command is really doing. I will close this one. I am administrator here. Let me clear. Let me type Q here to quit it, and also go to the student and quit it. Remember, this is student, this is administrator. Let me clear the clutter by typing clear, and also let me go here and clear the clutter by typing clear here, so that you have two persons. One is the student, the other one is the money, who is an administrator. So let's say I want to close my system and finish it off. So what am I supposed to do? Let me first click here and type wall and yes, let's say it is getting late, please log out and go home. Okay, this message to everybody who is there. Control D, and this message is sent to everyone. This is called as broadcast. Remember, you're sending it to everyone. So let me go to the student and you get it. So you get it broadcast from money. Remember, money is administrator. You have to have the administrative privilege, like here it is called as super user. Only super user can do this one. You if you go to lab and try this one, you will not be able to do it because you will not be a super user there. Okay, so this message you are going to get, everybody is going to get that message, whether they like it or not, they will get the message. This is, you know, this is how important this message is. So I'm logging out means I am going to shut down the system. That means if you are not saved anything, all your work will be lost. So like alert message, send some alert message. Okay, so you just say meeting at and this message will be sent. That's all regarding the communication message. Again, if you are really interested in knowing more about this command and learn more about it, please refer the Linux A Practical Approach by B. Mohammed Ibrahim. My examples on the slides details are taken from this book. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next class.